Good morning, Spain. How lovely to have you with us once again here in our studio at Hard Rock Hotel, Marbella. Today we're going to be learning one very simple and important phrase that you need to know if you're ever going to be queuing in Spain. We'll be finding out why it's not so bad to be left with just the crumbs. Pole dancing leaves the men-only clubs and joins in ladies' fitness routines. And we'll be talking about some myths about fitness routines that simply aren't true. We'll be looking at women's circles and why they are perfect for integrating better in Spain, and so much more. Stay tuned because here we go. Good morning, girls.
Good morning.
Oh, another lovely, bright, sunny day here in Spain, and we love having you with us. We were looking at learning 5,000 words in 5 minutes of Spanish in last week's show, but this week we just want to teach you one simple, short phrase, which is fundamental if you're queuing in Spain. Do you know what that phrase is? How do you find queuing in Spain? Different, right?
Yeah,
it's
different.
interesting.
Yes.
It's interesting. As you know, in the UK, we love to queue. We're on time and we queue. So we're famous for this as Brits. So we stand in a line and we wait our turn patiently, but not in Spain. You can go to the post office and you don't see a queue. And then someone walks in through the door and then they go in after somebody else when you've been waiting and you're looking, they're like, this guy's not respecting the queue, but that's not the case. Because in Spain, when you go in somewhere to queue, you just say, ¿Quién es el último?
Who's
the last one? And whoever came in last knows, and they say, me. And then you know that all you have to do is watch that one person.
Okay.
Now that person may leave the building because they know that they got half an hour to wait. Doesn't mean they've left the queue. It means they know they have time. And then they'll just reappear before it's their turn.
¿Quién es el último?
¿Quién es el último? So the most important thing to learn when queuing in Spain is not to not see a queue and think there isn't a queue, is to understand that you just need to say the post office, supermarket, ¿Quién es el último? They will identify themselves and then keep your eye on them.
Yay!
Great advice.
Make my day. Make my day.
Being left with the crumbs used to be a bad thing, but not anymore, because our lovely Debbie Wingham is introducing Crumbs, but luxury style. Debbie is a luxury lifestyle influencer, personaje here in Spain and worldwide, and it's a huge honor to say, Debbie, welcome to Good Morning Spain.
Thank you for having me, my love. It's lovely to be here.
It's such a pleasure, it really is. I first met Debbie when you were doing one of the many top luxury events that you are renowned for, and that was the most expensive Christmas tree anywhere ever. It was at the Kempinski Hotel, and you had diamonds hanging from every branch and security guards in every corner that you could imagine. I mean, it was like going into Fort Knox. Impressive, my first introduction to you. So look, goosebumps, like, wow. How did you pull that off?
Well, my life is a bit weird and wonderful, let's say. I know you already kind of know that. And I was thinking today how I knew you, actually. I know that I've known you like forever since I've been here, but that was when? Well, that was really when I made my imprint in Spain. But prior to that, actually, I shot to fame years ago for creating the world's most expensive black diamond dress. So I'm kind of known as a bit of a diamond Debbie, which actually is quite...
I like that.
We love a good alliteration, don't we? I don't want to say double D, but you know. Because I'm not. The alliteration says so it's got to be true. But you know, I'm a bit weird and wonderful in a sense, because I actually set myself out to do crazy things that no one's done before. What the most crackers thing about me is if you Google my name, which lots of people will be doing now, like, oh God, what about her? You know, yes, you'll see lots of diamonds and millions next to the name, but actually I'm a council house kid and I'm a coal miner's daughter. You know, I'm like one of the few left.
That is just very, very cool. Talk about success stories.
Oh, thank
is
you.
it something about that childhood that you back then thought, I'm going to change these coal, because coal and diamonds is kind of the same thing,
from
right?
coal dust to diamonds.
From a different perspective, right? It's compressed coal.
That's exactly right. It is exactly true. I did a book actually, From Coal Dust to Diamonds. So actually, you're absolutely right. But I I suppose, you know, it gave me hunger. You know, as a kid, I was never short of love. I had, you know, my parents are fantastic, so I cannot pull them down, but we just didn't have money. You know, I didn't have a telephone at home. We didn't have central heating or anything. Well, I was a coal miner's daughter, so we had a coal fire. But that gives you fire in your belly, you know, and I never like set out in my life to be, you know what I want to be? Like the world's most expensive designer and artist, because you go in the job centre, I guarantee there'll be zero listing for that. Yes. They don't list that one. And I didn't really think it was a thing, but it's just something that evolved, and really how it came about was actually the hunger for success. So in short, I worked for many years as a haute couturier, because I started actually in fashion, well, as I just said, with the black diamond dress, but that wasn't my first endeavour. I worked for a lot of big brands, and I used to create finale gowns for celebrities, for the red carpet, and for movies, but it was never under my own name, and I got fed up. And I remember this one instance, I was sat in Harrods in England, and I was like, look, you know what, I was like, I do all these things, and this is the dresses, and I know you like them because we've met before. And they're like, well, you're like in a hamster wheel, because, you know, you create these dresses, but they're not under your name. So although celebrities are wearing your things and you're getting lots of advertising and you're in, like, you know, Bond movies, but, well, not me personally, but my work. But
You weren't getting the recognition.
that's right,
Yeah.
because I was always someone's understudy. So I came up with this idea. I thought, I need to do something epic. And I was like, I need to create the most expensive dress. Now, I mean, in my mind at the time, it seemed like an easy thing to do. Like, oh, you just get some diamonds, you put them on the dress. How hard can it be? I mean, of course, you've got to be able to pay for them or insure them, get somebody to loan them in the first instance. Not easy. So long and short, let's press the fast forward button, because that's a whole show in itself.
But
of
I
how
mean, that
came
in
to be.
itself, to have that goal, you obviously did make it happen.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, those aren't easy hurdles to overcome.
No, but I'm one of the lives, I'm gonna do this. I'm a doer, so I get stuff done, basically. And somehow I just figured out how to make this work, and I managed to loan the stones, and it was a whole thing. And I launched it actually in Monaco during the Grand Prix, and it was on, you know, Access Hollywood. Back in England, it was on like the National Lottery. They were like, if you have a 3.5 million, if you win this week, perhaps you might want to buy this dress by Debbie Wingham. You know, it went on the moon. I mean, literally.
And how did you feel finally actually seeing that you took that leap and your name was there, associated, not under a pseudonym?
Oh, and you know what, actually, it brings like shivers down my spine a little bit, even thinking about it in hindsight, because I always tell people it was like sitting in a dark room, not because I'm depressive or anything, not by any means, but like not seen, you know what I mean? So metaphorically speaking, I was in a dark room, and then all of a sudden, they didn't just switch the light on, they put the floodlights on. And, you know, I was on front of the paper in Australia, I was on the radio in Milan. You know, I took the dress from Monaco, it showcased it in, actually back then things were a bit different, but in Russia, in the Ukraine, in Mumbai, in Dubai. And that set up the next thing then. So the minute I arrived in Dubai, they took a bit of a shine to my aesthetic, and then I evolved, and I ended up making the world's most expensive abaya. So I've done a lot of crazy things, hence Diamond Debbie. I earned that name.
You certainly have. She's definitely one of us, though. We're doing this.
That's it, but still, I'm just me. You know, I'm still council estate, you know, coal miner's daughter, because it doesn't matter to me where you come from. I'm living, breathing evidence, you know, that it doesn't matter where you come from, you know, if you've got fire in your belly, every day is go time, and, you know, and evolve and do things, and, you know, don't let people tell you no. Simple as that.
I love also that you've done, for example, the world's most expensive afternoon teas and things like that, which are lovely.
So much
because
in the
some
cost for the
people,
tea.
particularly in certain
lot.
areas, will go for that. If it's not worth a lot of money, they're not interested. I mean, not necessarily our case, we'll go for a good deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was lovely, the way you have this concept. Let's just make the world's most expensive this. And that was a lovely concept.
That's true. I mean, I've done a lot of
Together
things.
with yachts and things. I mean, really nice
I
mixes.
mean, normally how these kind of things come around, it wasn't like a world's most expensive afternoon tea for an individual person to come to. What happens is, by the time I'd done the black diamond dress and the red diamond abaya, I then started getting clients crazier than I am. I suppose they would read the articles and be like, we need her to do something for us. And then they would like reach me and be like, okay, I've got X amount of diamonds and gold. I'm like, that's nice for you. What do you want me to do with it? And like, can you create something? And then I went on to make the world's most expensive shoe, world's most expensive bag. And, you know, way down the line, I did the afternoon tea, but that came about because a client came to me and they want to do something fancy pants. And the afternoon tea itself didn't have diamonds in it, but it basically was how it was all presented. So
the presentation was
exquisite. So basically the sandwiches and things were displayed on like a Hermes style handbag. with diamonds on it and things, and everything was modular, meaning that the birthday girl, because it was for someone's 21st, she could actually take off aspects and then that would be a bracelet or earrings or something. So it's kind of, you know, I have done food and dentistry, diamonds and dentistry, sorry. Also another double D, which is not good, because I remember the first time I did the world's most expensive cake. I've done quite a lot of diamond cakes. And this was my transition into cakes, because prior to that, I didn't work in sugar. It was just something, I met my now husband. He had a beautiful ready-made family, and I thought, God, I'm crap at cooking. I could do a lot of things. I can talk. You figured that, because I never shut up. And I'm very creative, and I'm very sort of go time, you know, I can get stuff done, but couldn't cook for toffee. And I thought, need to get this together. You know, you can't feed the kids on ding ding dinners, you know, even if it's Marks and Sparks or something, it's still, you know, you need to know what's going in those dishes. So I learned how to cook and then got into cakes. And then one of my Arabic clients came to where I lived, and she saw I had a cake room. I normally would always keep the door closed, and she came in there and she was like, oh, I need you to make me a cake. And I'm like, I don't make cake. She went, this looks like a cake shop. You always feed me pastries when I come round. You do make cakes. What you mean is you don't make cakes commercially. Congratulations, I'm your first client. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a nightmare. And it was. It was probably the worst month of my life, I'd say. But it was the thing that changed my life, because I would have always considered myself, you know, more of a fashion expert than a cake. I mean, I'd got into it, and my first cake was the worst thing you've ever seen. Although I thought it was all that and a bag of chips, you know. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. But obviously you grow and you learn, and I realized with my brain that my superpower is creativity. So if I work in silk or if I work in linen, the material is different. And it's the same with food. You know, once you move over to chocolate or fondant, it's still the same creative skill. It's just understanding your material. And once I sort of got my head around that, anyway, did this cake, and it had a gazillion diamonds on it. It was the worst day of my life when the client's jeweler phoned me, who managed their portfolio of stones, and he's like, I know you already, Debs, because he used to create the jewelry pieces for the abayas for this family. And long and short of it was, he said, sit down, girl, because you're not going to like this. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, for some reason you said you're going to put diamonds on a cake. He's like, so dumb. I'm like, yeah, but it'll only just be a couple. It can't be anything. And anyway, he finished reeling off this list that's longer than my legs, and I'm 6 foot tall, so we're talking a lot. And then I'm thinking, where in the hell am I putting these? And they want to cut the cake, and of course you don't want to feed anyone in diamond, especially with the value of these. So it was a living nightmare. And the cake, I mean, aesthetically compared to what I do now, it's absolutely terrible. It was my first, imagine your first cake commission should normally be a cake like this with like a little character on it or a strawberry in the middle. Not me, no. I made a 6 foot one that had a smoke machine and music and all these things and like a gazillion diamonds on it, worth a fortune. And I hate that cake, actually. I just wonder I'm even talking about it. I must love you guys, because when I do any interviews, people always bring it up and always use the picture of that, because it's the most high value piece I've ever made. One day I'll remake it now with my actual skills.
With everything that you know now.
With everything I know now. But literally, it still changed my life. And it goes to show for me that anything, I always follow my life by signs. Like I am disciplined, but I'm about whatever comes to me. I feel like, you know, the universe follows me and shows me. And I mean, this cake I didn't release it to the media, but one of the family members must have. And it's a good thing for me usually, because normally I have private clients. A lot of people don't know a lot of the projects I do, because I can't put them out to the Daily Mail or the Telegraph or the New York Times or something, because they don't want that, and that's fine. But other people love to show off, or if it's a big corporate brand, they want to be seen. So I have like two sides of it, if you like. And these people told me they didn't want to do it. Anyway, the next day it was in the Daily Mail, it was on everything. Jamie Oliver's production company called me, and you know, at the moon and out of the blue, and they were like, we want to do a TV show with you. You're going to be like the girly version of Jamie, because, you know, you have an accent, you're a bit different, you're very relatable, and you're a cake expert. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, what I know about cakes really can, you know, I'm answering the phone here, and I'm like, you can, you know, probably write it on the back of a postage stamp, which is like that big. It's like, I think you're exaggerating a bit. And I remember sitting down and sort of digesting it and thinking, okay, I make cakes now. So that was it. And then I really learned how to do it, you know, and then I set trends of creating a cake of like you sat there. So I created a $1 million Arabian bride cake, and that went viral. Like even in the New York Times, they put it in print and they put, you may now eat the bride. I mean, literally on the moon, they read about that. And it was again, really, everything I do is not easy. I don't know why I do it. I just must love setting myself up for headache and stress. But that was it. All of a sudden, I'm known for making cake-alikes, and I'm doing loads of TV to do with cakes back in England and for Food Network as well. And they dubbed me the Countess of Confection, and I'm like, wait, do I make cakes? Oh yeah, I forgot I do. I've been so long in fashion.
Isn't it wonderful to see how
amazing.
life, if you let yourself follow your intuition, how it really does flow? And you've gone from cakes now to giving us mere crumbs, but I love the name. Tell us about crumbs, Debbie. Tell us about your crumbs.
Exactly. Well, literally for me, I've always done sort of like high value, things in the at least hundreds of thousands, if not in the millions. And I've always thought to myself, at one point, I actually want to put everything I know, all my knowledge, into something that's commercial, that everybody can afford, average Joe and Joanne. Because I am average Joe and Joanne, all right, I've done lots of things, but I still am. And I always wanted to do that. And when you build a name in the vacuum of desire and you have good credibility, then it's easy to come down and do something.
Yeah.
And also, to be honest, I realized that for me, it's quite tricky because every project I do, the clients, they only want me. So it's not like I can never float Debbie Wingham on the stock exchange unless I can put a physical person on there, And I'm not saying I have to do that to be successful in life, but I'd sort of reached my cap. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I have to write the theme tune, sing the theme tune, not that I can sing, but metaphorically speaking, do the marketing, be there, produce the piece, sort the client out, manage everything. And I thought I need to have something that can sell, irrespective. Even when I'm in bed in different countries, it can sell. And hence crumbs. And you know what?
You're just leaving us with the crumbs.
Oh, yeah. just the
For
drag
the
here,
paupers.
but-
Exactly, for the peasants. Have the crumbs. I love it though. We're happy with the
Yeah,
crumbs.
I actually can't wait for this.
Oh, well, I will open them in a
Audrey's
second.
desperate for you to show us the crumbs.
Yes, and the smell and everything, but it's certainly not the intention when I called it crumbs was like, not to give people just the crumbs, because as I said,
I love the name.
I'm a very
I
humble
love the name.
person.
Absolutely
but
love the name.
It came about really from Scarlett. Scarlett, my youngest daughter. So years ago, she would always bake with me. She was brought up with it. By not even 2, she could separate egg whites and yolks and do 10 and not mix them, which is incredible. Most adults can't do that.
Yeah.
And I remember she was always into cookies, and she used to say, Mum, I know you make cakes, Mum, but I like cookies more. And if you could merge them, how good would that be? And this is a tiny little young mind. By this point, she's probably about 4, and it resonates with me because she's like, then you'd be happy, Mum, and I'd be happy. And years down the line, I thought, I'm not going to do a cake business, although I'm known as the cake queen. I'm going to do the cookie that thinks it's a cake. So that's what this is. So what makes it different, Crumbs, is basically you can slice it into perfect slices. So the idea and the concept behind it is that if you want to indulge in a whole cookie, go for it. But ultimately, if you're having a box of different flavor profiles, you can cut them into pieces and you can all taste different things. And so it's
Slice of cookie.
yeah. So it's something that lasts some time, And also, aside from that, one of the main things is ethos and ethics. So for example, here in Spain, in fact, here today, I even have, cookies that like Andalusian lemon drizzle, Sevilla chocolate orange. I have, ones with coffee and walnut that have walnuts, from my tree in my garden. All the flour comes from Coeen. So everything is local.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So I love Spain. I've traveled the world and I've lived everywhere apart from the moon practically. But here I am. So that's testament. So it is actually a core inspiration for what I'm doing. And I've realized as well that with doing indulgent, cheeky ones, then also I do, dairy-free, sugar-free, gluten-free for people that are very good. I personally like to be a little bit bad, but that's why I like this concept, because you can cut things into pieces and you can be a little bit cheeky if you want, or you can go straight up gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free,
What a lovely thing for parties and, do you know what I mean, like for sharing or just with meeting friends for coffee. And
There's something
Let's be
different.
cheeky and you see the cookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, shall we
The
just
ghost,
open them?
yes. I think Audrey's gonna like the drool's gonna drown her.
It's like mental torture.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, and the packaging is beautiful.
oh my
the cookie
God.
that
so they can
thinks
see the
it's a
cookie that
cake.
thinks it's a cake.
That is beautiful.
Inspired by Spain, as I said, the Andalusian lemon drizzle, the lemon curd actually is made from the lemons on my trees. Obviously, ultimately, I do work with local farms and everything, but this is the Seville chocolate orange I spoke about.
Beautiful.
Walnuts from the yard, and the candies I'm using, or the chocolates as we call them back in England, are also Spanish companies. So the thing is, obviously, as much as you can to be low carbon footprint and celebrate Spain, because that's where we
Wonderful.
are. Shall I cut into them?
I think you
that's what I
better.
never asked.
Exactly.
Bloody mental torture.
Oh dear.
Please, can you serve Audrey first?
No, I would be polite.
Followed
and
by
pass it to
Holly,
her- to Holly.
please.
You know what? I actually might just get rid of that box. It'll be
Exactly. You make
easier
yourself
to-
comfortable there, Debbie.
I'll set up for the day.
Exactly. You just do your thing. And I believe these are also available online as well, so people can order and you
Yes.
send them a box of cookies.
Yeah, so they're
sweet.
available online. We're officially launching at the beginning of October. But also we have a site, La Fonda will be the first Crumbs cookie boutique. So that is opening
Congratulations.
the same week, this week.
Oh, I'm so delighted for you, and delighted that you out there can savor the crumbs from Diamond
right.
Debbie.
Here, Nicole, honey.
You first, darling, and
Go
I'll
for it. Go for it, Holly.
thank you,
Sorry.
my love. Well, this looks wonderful.
So this is
Keep it away
chocolate
from
orange.
doggies if
Are you
it's
having some
chocolate.
yourself, or are you all cookied out?
I mine's shortly, but I'll cut into a couple
Okay,
first. But
there
maybe
we
you can
go.
use this just
Yeah.
so I can give you a
There's
little
another
bit
knife there, a bit cleaner one
Oh,
if you
it's
want.
okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
Oh, I
This is
love
the
lemon.
lemon drizzle. Yes.
I was
You love
hoping you're
lemon?
going to tuck into that one.
I'm sorry that at the moment the crumbs are just for us, but do go and check out Crumbs, the cookie that thinks it's a cake. Debbie Wingham, congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, talk
Thank you
about
very much.
luxury lifestyle. You've seen it, you've done it, and you're sharing it with the rest of us. And for that, we are truly grateful.
Oh, thank you very much.
Bon appetit.
Let's
And check
go.
out,
Let's
and
go.
check out
Debbie
Debbie Wingham on her socials and follow and like and share.
Cheers.
Delicious, delicious. Thank you.
A cookie cheers.
When you think of car or motorbike insurance, think Linea Directa. When you most need your insurance company, Linea Directa are there for you. With tow trucks, courtesy car, mechanics, legal advice, even overnight stay in a hotel if you need it. There's a whole department dedicated to us Brits with people who speak English there to help us. If you're looking for an insurance policy that really takes all your needs into consideration whilst you're driving in Spain, then Linea Directa really is the company for you. Why don't you give them a call? 952 14 78 34 or contact them online.
Make my day. Make my day.
When we finish the program of a Monday morning, and Lando loves to go off and get himself a protein shake or similar, do you take protein things as well?
Sometimes I do, because protein is the building block for muscle. So especially when people are in the gym, to have a protein shake after training helps to give definition in the muscles. That's
So if
why.
I go like as I do to work out now, thanks to my colleagues inspiring me, so would it be, I suppose, also I should be doing protein shakes? It's just, I don't really, do I want to be like a bodybuilder? Is it that kind of
Listen,
thing?
having your protein shake is not going to turn you into a bodybuilder.
Okay.
Don't
Suddenly
worry.
I'm walking
It's taken
around with
lots
these
of
Popeye muscles.
Not at all. Not at all. But I mean, protein shakes are fantastic. I mean, you can make your own ones, or you can buy them ready-made, and you can mix them with fruit or certain types of milk. Put them in your smoothie, and it just bulks up your nutritional digestion of protein, which helps to build up the muscles.
Well, that is wonderful. And I know what our lovely Linda would say about buying it. No, you should make it yourself.
your own.
So let's go to the Good Morning Spain kitchen at the food room and let's see how she does it.
Hello, hi. So today I'm going to tell you, or I'll show you a way of doing a protein mix. There's so many protein mixes on the market, and everyone's saying that you need to have like more protein in your diet. And a lot of these protein mixes, they're mixed with all sorts of things and stuff that maybe you don't even know what's inside. And they're expensive. So why not make your own at home? And you can usually do it with whatever you've got in your cupboards. So I'm using just a few things that I've got left over. So all the seeds, nuts, all those kind of things. And you can mix your own kind of protein mix. And that's what I like about it, because every time it'll probably be different. And with this protein mix, you can put it into a smoothie. You can put it onto your salads. You could put it on your cereals in the morning, or on your oats. So I've just got today, I'm just mixing up sesame seeds, because sesame seeds. They've got so much oil in them and it's so good for you. And then I'm mixing with some girasoles with some sunflower seeds. Then I've got chia seeds. Chia seeds have got so much protein and so it's really good for you. I'm going to put some pumpkin seeds in, and the pumpkin seeds are really great because it also helps with parasites. So if you can get some pumpkin seeds in your diet every single day, it's always good to like get everything going through. And how it works with the parasites in the body, they don't like the pumpkin seeds, and so then they don't attach to the walls of your intestines and things like that. So it's always good to do that. I've got some leftover poppy seeds, so I thought, go on, I'm going to put them in as well. And today I'm going to put it with some walnuts. You can use any kind of nuts. Each nut has different benefits. I mean, walnuts are particularly beneficial for the brain, and they have lots of vitamin E, and so yeah, it's good to try a little bit of everything. So I'm just mixing my own mix up, so you can mix it how you kind of like. You can just have, with the poppy seeds, I don't like to put too many in because yeah, it's just my thing. Then plenty of pumpkin seeds because and pumpkin seeds, they're also really super tasty. Chia seeds, loads of chia seeds, sunflower seeds, and the sesame seeds. They're all going to go into the pot. And I've got a really good Thermomix. And all you do is you just blend them all. So and you blend them as much as you like, because maybe you want it as like a really fine powder, which is better for if you're doing it on a smoothie and in drinks. But you can do it how you prefer. If you want it more of a crunchy, chunky kind of thing on your salads, then yeah. So that's all it is really. I should show you. Just powdered mixture of all seeds and nuts, and that's like so easy and so good for you.
There are many facets to our team at Good Morning Spain, and one of the sides about Holly that we haven't really seen so far, because she's always in the pool, is that she's very much into helping people find themselves, like alchemy coaching, I think.
Yes.
I'm not sure if everyone will understand that concept.
Well, it's about creating the life that you love. So
And you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it in action with you. You
Yeah.
literally put things into practice to make your life happier, better. Share because also moving abroad, you had to implement for yourself these things that you know that you teach others.
Exactly. So with the travel and moving here to Spain, I've really wanted to build a nice team of friends that I can lean in on and have fun with. And anyway, so when I did come to Spain, one of the first things that I did was to vision. I would love to have gorgeous friends that I can, like I just said, be with and have fun with and learn with and grow. Because I have a family here, I've got my boys, my husband, and it's important that I integrate. So one of the things was, let's vision that we're going to have these gorgeous friends and what we're going to learn together. And anyway, sure enough, within about a month, I'd met Audrey and met you at separate different women's circles, and it's
You
magic.
just arrived there when I met you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, it's
I hadn't
almost
realised
10
you
years
were so
now.
new. Oh my God, it's 10 years.
How many
now.
years?
Yeah.
10 years?
Yeah.
10
I'm
years?
thinking, I remember when I met you, that was a lovely group. Look, I can't believe that was 10 years ago.
Time flies
Yeah.
when you're having fun.
And it was
Yes.
so fun. It's so magical and synchronistic how it all happened, because all you women are gorgeous, aren't you? For different things, for yoga, for growth, and we did hypnosis classes and all sorts of fun things. But it wasn't an effort. It all came so naturally. And I think bringing about the women's circle as an idea for how women can integrate into Spain is so useful, because then you've got people to lean into, because you need your people around you. You need like-minded, driven, or whatever you're wanting, actually. For me, it's more like successful women that are plugged into their abundance, their happiness, everything's, flowing in their life. And I need that mirrored to me as well. So coming to Spain, there's different things for other people. They may be like their paddle, they might like, sport,
Well, we just
swimming.
talked about-
You've got to love
you
it.
found people who like what you like.
Yes, and you might only like it for a short length of time. You might go to yoga and think, actually, this is going in an unusual direction. Now they're doing handstands. I'm not into this. I just want to have my girls and meet for coffee and light yoga. You can adapt it to how you want it to be. So I'd definitely say go for what you love, and then the rest will come. Yeah, because
And Holly, it's so important, isn't it, to have good friends?
yeah,
It really is.
because we can chat about anything. We
Yeah.
have giggles, even when we're crying, we're just laughing, and it's just so fun. You know, we can talk about everything because you might have a husband problem, a child problem, and they just, you know, something light like, I will take them to school for you. I'm like, wow, you know, I wouldn't have had that if I hadn't had. And it's not nice to have to depend on people, but you don't have to if you're in the right circles. You know.
Having women
always-
friends, so important,
It
isn't
is
it?
so
So
important.
important.
They say that the longevity and the health, particularly for women, is very much dependent on their circle of girlfriends.
Yeah,
100%.
totally.
And if you don't have that circle, it's not easy to make friends when you grow up.
True.
And a lot of people have baggage, trauma, shy, but starting to do something with a group of people that at least are in the things that you could like, painting, dancing, singing.
Plus, it makes you feel more connected, and it makes you feel like you're not alone as a woman, especially when you live in a country that isn't your country of origin, that you have a circle.
Yeah, and if you don't want to go to it every week, you don't have to go. If you go every other week or once a month, you know, just do it so that it fits in with your
So you like
responsibilities.
online calls as well, don't you? Because not everyone can maybe get out or be places, but I know that
Yes.
seeing the things that you do online.
I offer things online for like a 6-week time frame, because then I think people can commit to that. So then they can drop off and then they go, actually, I need that again. What's Holly up to? Let's plug in again and go for another 6 weeks. So yeah, you can go in and out. And plus, if you can't get out and you've got children, small ones, being online, it's amazing because you can still feel like great energy, still have the amazing conversations.
Have fun with the girls.
Exactly.
You feel supported.
And if it's not available to you, you have to make it. And it feels such a big thing to offer it, but if it's not there, I guarantee there's other people that want that. So to you know, give it, because for example, I'd offered morning swims because it wasn't available and people do want to do it.
And as you have people like this around, our social butterflies.
Yeah.
This segment is sponsored by XChrom lenses and contact lenses.
If you tell me to come, I'll leave everything. If you tell me to wake up, I'll feel the air fill my lungs, because breathing here feels different. If you tell me to walk, I'll become an explorer of a paradise to discover you and myself. If you tell me to look at you, I'll see a living painting where the earth, the sea, and the sky make a paradise. If you tell me to taste you, food becomes a ritual, a festival for all the senses. If you tell me to play, the truth will become visible to the eyes. If you tell me to come back, I'll feel like a guardian of your roots, and time will become an album of moments we'll always want to remember. If you tell me to come, I'll leave everything.
Make my day. Make my day.
You're saying all the things that I know you're lying, making good
have just seen our lovely Kate pole dancing. Yes, exactly what you saw is what happened. It is no longer a taboo men's club thing to do. In fact, all the girls are doing it. Deb, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you.
And Audrey, Harley, I know you pole dance.
I love pole dancing as a sport for fun with the girls exercising. I think it's great for the upper body.
It's great
the
for your
tummy.
strength, isn't it? I mean,
Strength
look at your amazing
overall.
strong body from all hanging on those poles.
But it is,
Oh,
it's
thank you.
quite something. So Deb, it was lovely to see you guiding Kate through the first steps. Didn't she do
She was
well?
great. She's a natural. I
She
said that to
is.
her. She's
She's
a natural. She is.
Bridget Jones, she's up for anything. And she was really very, very good.
Yeah.
But I see it's a lot of upper body strength, a lot of dangling, swinging. How did you
sorts,
get into it?
yeah.
I mean, this is like, what made you think, oh, I'm going to pole dance?
it was always, I wanted to try it. It just looked interesting. And when I was younger, I always wanted to be a gymnast. I love gymnastics, but I never went. So it was just when I saw like an advert and I was like, 6 weeks course, €60, something like that. I thought, just do it. And I just fell in love straight away. And it was like my thing every week, because obviously being a mum of little kids, you don't really get out much.
Yeah.
So it was that once a week, just getting out, and I just really enjoyed it.
Did
Yeah.
you find that in your circle of family, friends, that there was a certain like shock you're going to do what? Because I know that one of our camera girls, she's a pole dancer and it's amazing to pole at home, and you can see that it really is a full body workout.
Yeah.
But I know that she has this, when you tell people, they're like, I beg your pardon, because we have this, well, at least from my era, this connotation that pole dancing is something more sensual to attract others as opposed to something I do for myself.
No, not for me, because when my family saw the photos and what I was doing, they were like, wow. They were more impressed by the strength, and there was nothing really sexy about it. I was in sportswear, and we were just doing gymnastics. So no, not from my family, but I know people that do. Yeah, for sure.
How did you start to pole dance? What was the thought that got you involved?
To get fit, and I was always intrigued by the pole dancing, and because it's available, I was like, oh yeah, and the music, and then also I think the sexiness. I want opportunity to see myself in the mirror and bring on that
And the
sexy
music
vibe.
and
I like that.
It's
I
the
like
whole
that. I like
thing.
that about you in the
opportunity.
sense of embracing our femininity.
It's
Because
an
it's
art
like also
form.
it's like wrong to do it sometimes, because we're being now that apart from being mums, we have to be in the working world and we have to be able to cope and just, do you know what I mean? Like
Serious.
yes.
Yeah, no, it is about letting your hair down, self-expression. Like I say, it's an art form, and there's so many different styles now.
But I've seen you doing it in high heels.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, because the weight of
Yeah,
these
the
things,
shoes.
they're like 9-inch.
And then you have to pick your legs up. I mean,
Oh,
it's like
yes.
it's a lot of
To
control.
be
It's
honest,
almost
having
like
the
what was that exercise, you know, that you do very slowly, those very slow movements.
Like calisthenic.
Yes, it's
Okay.
like putting Pilates,
calisthenic.
they're that together, because it's this very controlled movement.
Yeah.
But it's also what you want it to be, because there's also the wild aspects where they do the hard, where they're throwing themselves around crazy, or it can be really, really slowed down and controlled. Depends on the music and the style that you're trying to show. So
Do you have a
it's what
pole at home, or you
I
just
do.
you have it
Yeah.
at home?
I have a free
Okay.
It's
pole at
amazing.
home.
You can.
It's really hard
It's a
work.
mobile pole. You can
Oh,
move it
yeah.
places.
So you
That
just,
is
it just
so
clicks
cool.
into the ceiling? How does it work?
It works on a twist.
Okay.
So you twist it down and it goes small, and then you can expand it. You twist it the other way. So they vary.
So you can put it in your bedroom, in your kitchen, it can be
It's a
anywhere.
bit of practice
As long
anywhere.
as the ceiling
exactly.
is safe, it has to be obviously solid ceiling. But
Yeah.
when I got to obviously Kate's, I had to check the ceilings were completely solid, but the pole just about fit. It was on the lowest one. But yeah, they are really easy.
Exactly. If you have a
Just
solid
make-
ceiling and you can get that, you know, that fix.
Sturdiness.
So yeah, really, really interesting and lovely to see. And I think seeing Kate do it, although she's athletic and she's young,
Yeah.
I do think it's something that you can start with. If you don't have
Yeah.
much body
No.
muscle, do you learn it as you go along, or do you need to
Yeah.
go work out at the same time? What would you recommend?
No, I always say you don't need to have fitness experience. Obviously it helps, but we start block by block. You start at the very beginning and you build as you go.
Sure.
So yeah, I really focus on that, trying to get people to build up from 0 to whatever the 6 weeks.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Exactly. That's it.
The
yeah,
fun
it's
aspect,
so
even
fun.
if you never
You
master
forget
it,
that
right?
you actually exercise, you know, that
Yeah.
you're training because
the
you're having so
music.
much fun, and the next day, like, oh, ouch.
No, I definitely, once I know you're going to be starting different classes, I'm definitely decided that I'm going to at least give it one go. Perhaps we can all go together. We'll make it a
that'd be
good
nice.
I'm
morning
sure it won't
Spain.
just be one time. I'm sure you'll
Exactly.
come back.
You get
I'm sure
hooked.
yes, you will. You'll have a hot pole at home by the end of it, definitely.
Well, I mean, literally lately I've been thinking about maybe I need to start now
Do something else.
getting a few, you know, following your guidelines and tips, or maybe need to start a routine in the morning. So I mean, that's one topic we can also talk about is actually
routine.
what's things, the minimum that we could do, but also it's just building that habit, isn't it? Once you start.
Yes.
Well, I certainly know the difference on the weeks or days when I haven't trained to when I've got up and trained. Like your whole day just
100%.
it starts your day
feel
off.
better.
And yeah, definitely recommend you to try it in the mornings. It's part of your morning routine.
No, it sounds like fun. And if you have a pole at home and you pole
There's
dance,
plenty here.
send
I'm
us
sure
your
there are
videos.
some.
We'd love to see you. And any feedback or thoughts you have, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, Deb.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good morning, Spain.
This segment is sponsored by Alegre Studio Marbella. Minute.Linea Directa has come up with a squatter policy for just €24 a year. You don't have to have your home insurance with them. This is a completely separate matter to protect you from squatters. For more information, call 952 147834 or their website, lineadirecta.com.
Make my day. Make my day.
Since Brexit, we have a new species. It's called the swallow, the Brit that stays in Spain for 3 months and then goes back to the UK for 3 months. And this means that you are locking up and leaving your home for 3 months. A lot can happen in 3 months. And so we thought we'd just comment a few of the little tips that you should think about before you lock it and leave it.
Yeah.
You go away and it's a trauma, isn't it, actually?
It is a trauma. There's things you can do to try to help. The two things I mainly do is I make sure that I leave a key with my neighbour that they come in to make sure the house is okay. And secondly, always clean up because ants and insects can come in if you leave and leave crumbs on the floor.
This is so true.
Yeah.
You can come back to like infestations
Ants.
just because you left
One
little
crumb. They email and WhatsApp all the cousins and they all turn up.
Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah.
Having a good lock is important.
Yes.
We recommend highly that you have camera systems. I mean, they're very cheap nowadays. Camera systems that you can connect to your phone. So if anything happens untoward, you're getting immediate notification with visual proof. Big thing with the squatter situation in Spain.
Absolutely.
You know, there's this fallacy that you can be 48 hours and you can get squatters out. No, it's not true. If they're in and even order a takeaway, that has shown like proof of residence.
Oh, wow.
And therefore you have to go through all the court cases and God knows what. So that's really important.
Nightmare. Maybe like an automatic light that comes on if someone approaches your property.
Yes, even if you can, one that will come on periodically in an upstairs bedroom or something, just
Yes.
to make
it look like your home.
Exactly, that there's movement going on. Don't let the garden get overgrown. Either, again, a neighbor, if you're friendly with them, or hire somebody. Because in 3 months, you can get an overgrown garden that is also shows signs
Or
of
even have a
abandoning.
maintenance person that comes in to cut the grass or maybe clean your house, do your wardrobe. So someone's going in and out, it looks like somebody is there.
It really is important that you don't leave these things looking like they're completely abandoned. Turning off the electricity, if you need to leave the fridge on, throw away perishables. You know, again, you don't want to come back to find a nice, like,
Smelly
ecological
fridge.
new system growing in your fridge.
Ants and smelly fridges.
It's funny how we gravitate to the same thing. Bugs. I don't
Don't
like
like
the
bugs.
bugs. I don't want the bugs. So we do have an article in this in the Good Morning Spain website. Do check along to our website. A lot of information there. Hopefully simple and useful tips to make life pleasant every
As you
time
travel.
and all the time you're in Spain. Exactly. join us as we go back to the Good Morning Spain kitchen at the Food Room for a lovely, tasty, simplified Spanish recipe with Chef Nick.
Hello and good morning, Spain. Welcome back to the Food Room. Today we're going to be making pasta de atún, tuna pasta. This is a really easy recipe, but a fantastic flavours going on. We talked about earlier how serious they take tins and jarred food here in Spain. And there's some great products that we can make some amazing dishes and essentially just opening jars. So I'm going to show you a fantastic one. This is a classic down here, very easy. So let's get on straight away. I've got a pot on with some boiling water, that's for my spaghetti, and a pan on here, medium to hot heat. Tin of tuna, and I want to use the oil that's in that tuna. So we see that bubble straight away, we know it's hot. Now, a few slices of really thin garlic, and we'll start frying them off. Now this isn't going to take long, so as soon as I've got my garlic in, and I'm going to halve a few cherry tomatoes, that's going to help for the sauce a bit later on and give some texture. Spaghetti's going to go in. 8 minutes, 9 minutes if you like it really soft, 10 to 12 minutes. We should be just about there by the time the spaghetti's ready. Now we talked about jarred stuff, so these are some lovely peppers that are clean for you, straight out the jar. They've been blanched and taken the skin off, so they're just fantastic for things like this. All we've got to do is chop them. Great for salads, great for pastas. Moving this around now. Let's get some more flavours in here. Got some capers, again straight out of the jar. And some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to throw a couple of these in whole, and I'm going to slice up one as well. Sweating all this off, getting these flavours to come together. To turn my heat down a bit. I've got about 6 minutes till my pasta's ready. Just going to give it a little stir, make sure we're not sticking to the bottom. Let's go with some seasoning now. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Just stirring everything around. When those tomatoes start to get a little bit soft, just give them a squish to help them along. Get those juices to come out of them. That's going to give great flavour to this dish. So, I'm going to get my tuna out. Not going to add it yet, I'm just going to get it ready. Okay. Now we're really just waiting on this spaghetti. Should have about 4 minutes left to go. So pasta's almost ready now. Just going to keep an eye on this pan. Once we start sticking, we're going to add some olives. Get our tuna in there. Just bring this all together with a little splash of white wine. Let that reduce. Couple of knobs of butter will just help that reduction and thicken the sauce. We're almost there. A little bit of blitzed tomato here. This is going to give some great body to the pasta as well. Checking our spaghetti. Now this is preference, how you like it. If you like it al dente or with a little bit of, if you like it soft, there's nothing wrong with that, just cook it a little bit more. Let's give this a little taste for seasoning. Lovely. A bit more pepper. Now we're going to go with our spaghetti. I'm going to drain it here so you guys can see, but I think it's really important to keep some water from your pasta. I always normally just drain it into a pan and put it back on the stove. I know that there's some in here, so it's not going to burn. And then I'm just going to feed a little bit of that water in and add my spaghetti in there. Few flips. Now, great point. Just you feel it needs to be a bit more saucy, add a bit more of this water. Now just be careful though, because you've salted this water and it will be a bit reduced because we've boiled the pasta in. So just be careful how much you add to it. Final touches here. The colours and the smells are gorgeous. Let's just bring that up to heat. Finish off with some chives. Final stir, and we're all ready to go. Super easy dish this. Easy one to plate up. Now, let's finish this plate off. A little bit of lemon. Just a bit more chives. And that is my tuna pasta. Thank you very much, and good morning. Let's give this a taste. This looks incredible. The smell in here is amazing. This is one of my favorites. Such an easy, quick one to do. We did that pretty much in 8 minutes, the time it took to cook the pasta. Roasting hot. There's depth in there. See, the capers and things really do make a big difference. The olives, just a lovely dish. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Linea Directa appreciates just how important our pets are to us, and that's why they brought out one of the most comprehensive insurance policies on the market from just €39.90 a year. Give them a call on 952 147834 or from the website Linea.Directa.com. And now our lovely Miss Audrey is going to talk about fitness myths.
That are not
That's
true.
a word, isn't it?
Myths that are not true. Well, the first one is no pain, no gain.
Oh, really?
Yes. Basically, people think that if you're in pain that you're doing amazing. when you're exercising, like you notice, if you feel a little bit of discomfort the next day, it's a good thing. It means your muscle fibers are growing. But if you're doing something and it's actually causing you pain
While you're doing it.
That's a sign for your body to stop. That's like a red alert. Stop, do not do this anymore. Pain is not good. That's the first one. Second thing is people think that if you do weights, you're going to bulk up and look like a big muscly.
We're back to Popeye.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true at all, actually. And especially as women, as we get older, doing a certain amount of weight is actually good for your metabolism, for your bone density, and for an overall toning, but it's not going to make you really, really bulky. Another one is that cardio is the best thing to do if you want to lose body weight or fat loss. It's been scientifically proven now that cardio is important, but doing some strength training and proper nutrition is actually the best way to get a good body rather than just doing hours and hours. That's another one, actually. You'll be spending hours in the gym, you get more results down doing a shorter training session. Also a myth, it's been proven that if you do 20 or 30 minutes of the proper exercise for what your goal is more beneficial than spending 2 hours in the gym doing things that don't make any sense.
Right.
You
So
know?
it's definitely to know what you're doing is beneficial, because a lot of people I see just go to a gym and do things, but
Yes.
not necessarily having the right body position. So they are going to dislocate something, pull a muscle. There's far more possibility of getting hurt if you don't do it properly. So it's better just do less, but properly well done.
Absolutely. And also quality is better than quantity.
Less is more.
If you go to the gym and you're having a coffee and you're chatting and you're on your phone WhatsApping to people, you're there for an hour and a half, how much exercise are you actually doing? Where if you only have a half an hour, I think I'm actually going to do 15 minutes body resistance, 5 minutes abs, 10 minutes cardio, and stretching. That's more beneficial than going to the gym for an hour and a half and kind of just not doing the thing. So it's about focus, understanding your body, setting your goals, and don't suck into all of these fitness myths.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you've got any doubts, ask Audrey.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
I don't know everything, but I'll definitely check it out.
We hope you found the program informative and fun. We love hearing from you. Keep your emails and messages coming. Please do like, share, and follow us on social media, and check out our website, goodmorningspain.com, with links to everything and also articles following up on topics discussed. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Bye.